In the depths of the digital abyss, where bytes and circuits dance and twist. Welcome to the Full-Blown Pizza Podcast, where mysteries unfold, with secrets vast. In the eerie glow of the haunted arcade, whispers of secrets and shadows cascade. Welcome to the Full-Blown Pizza Podcast, where the unknown beckons and enigmas last. And the mysteries entwine, we ponder the future where AI defines. Will that be a singularity, a moment divine, or a future obscured by algorithms' design? Welcome to the Full-Blown Pizza Podcast, where enigmas unravel and theories contrast. From conspiracies wild to the future's forecast, join us in the quest. Our adventure's vast.
All right, here we go. This is episode 8 of the Full Grown Pizza Podcast.
8 already? Wow.
Yeah, I know. 8 already.
8?
It's crazy.
What have we been talking about?
Oh, well.
Doesn't matter, nobody's listening.
So yeah, nothing really. So
Oh, okay, good.
it's just been a bunch of brain dead yapping, that's all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right, episode 8. Cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're tuning in now or later or whenever, maybe it's years from now, and AI has taken over the country and everything, and you guys are in your little bunkers just watching this episode. We appreciate you too. And yeah, episode 8, we're going to be talking about AI, and Mike is going to be taking over from here to give us the intro.
So I thought we'd just do something different. Just have instead of doing like a theory or a conspiracy or something, we'll just talk about something that's relevant to today. That's AI. So just wanted to start a little conversation about that. So I went ahead and asked ChatGPT, what is AI and how does it work? And it told me that. So when we talk about making a really smart robot friend, which is kind of, makes it want to sound nice, but
it's pumping itself up. It's already framing the discussion. So it's like, look, I'm an ally.
I don't want to say smart robot overlord yet. So just saying, we're just friends right now. So
at least we're friends and not acquaintances or something, right?
Yeah, at least it's trying to be nice about it,
Yeah.
I know this is going to take over soon, so let's just soften the blow, I guess. So, are creating a large language model. We're using lots of computer programs and algorithms. These are like a set of instructions that tell the computer what to do. For example, we want to teach the robot friend or a language model something new. We give it examples and data to learn from. Then using fancy math and logic, the computer figures out patterns and rules from the data. This helps the robot friend or a large language model understand things better and become smarter over time. So basically, it's like a smart search engine that looks for patterns and deciphers the patterns and reads some context and can figure stuff out. So
yeah.
I mean, it's not too different, I guess. Like a search engine just mainly looks for keywords, but these ones look for keywords and then puts patterns around it and can learn from that. So
yeah, it's got like a massive database, and it's just going through and finding what it thinks you want it to find, and then it's telling you, formulating a script based on that. So
yeah.
I think AI is interesting because we've been playing with it a lot, and I've played with it a lot, and it's funny. There was a particular
you keep playing with it, you're gonna go blind.
I was gosh, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was making an ebook about how to use AI to benefit time management, like your time management skills, because I wasn't really making an ebook, but it was more for like my personal use of like, how can I use AI to help with time management? And so it was giving me all these things, and it told me specifically, ChatGPT said you can use ChatGPT to set up reminders and notifications on your mobile devices and stuff. And I was like, oh, really? That's cool. And so I started asking it, how do you do that? Or how can I do that? And then it started telling me, I'm sorry, you must be confused. You can't do that. Like you can't do that on ChatGPT. And I was like, wait, but you told me that I could do that. It's like, nope, nope, you can't do that. So it's funny because it's trying to give you the answers that it thinks you want, not
Yeah.
really giving you answers that are accurate all the time. So, anyways, I thought that was really interesting when I was first kind of getting into AI and
Yeah, I've been using
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT to uh, write songs because it's fun. I love it. But like sometimes it'll like I've been trying to do like mostly songs about like games and stuff, and I've been doing like Dead by Daylight lately, which is horror game, murder and stuff. So sometimes they have lyrics that are like unsavory for the Chat GPT itself.
Yeah.
But it's the one that gives me the lyrics. So I take the lyrics, I take it over to the other AI, and the AI is like, "You can't do this. These are bad words." So I go back to ChatGPT. I'm like, "Hey, I can't use these words. They're bad."
Yeah.
And when I put it in there, like they get flagged by the ChatGPT. I'm like, "What? These are the words you gave me." He's like, "I don't like these words."
That happened to me the other day too, because I was I was doing the same thing, making songs, and I was like, make like a really slow, soft, like Evanescence, not without the rock, like just beautiful song with Cannibal Corpse style lyrics, because Cannibal Corpse is like this hardcore death metal, I wish I could remember their freaking song titles, but holy crap, the song titles are just gruesome and the lyrics are just gruesome and brutal. And so whenever I would go plug it into the other AI for the music, it was like, no. No, we can't do
Yeah.
that. I think it's funny. But
Yeah.
anyways,
But this goes to show how AI is still pretty much in its infancy and how much
yeah.
smarter it's going to be getting in the next couple of years. And
Oh, dude, even if you just look at the image generation AI, like you can
or
see
like,
how much better it's gotten because when it was initially, starting to get popular, like these AI pictures were obviously AI. Like there's
yeah,
problems with the faces and problems with the fingers and the hands and
I mean,
all
it still has
sorts of
problems with
stuff.
hands,
It still has problem with hands,
but it's
but
getting a lot better than it
it's
was.
gotten a lot better.
And that's in
Yeah.
a short time too. It's only been around. I mean, what, a year, 2 years now.
It's
I
actually
mean,
like starting to understand language words now
yeah, that's what I
too.
was gonna say
Before it
because
could just fucking scribbles. Now it's actually putting letters in.
yeah, because
I
we've
was
been
saying that
using it
it can.
for our thumbnails, and it's actually coming up with the words now, whereas before it couldn't do words; it would just be jumbled scribbles and symbols and stuff.
Yeah, I was saying like when it like impersonates an artist in songs, they'll like do the breathing like the artist does and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
stop and pause and just.
Yeah,
Well, it's getting a
sometimes
lot
it's
better
really
than it was.
crazy.
And, I mean, that's why they said Tyler Perry had a big studio he was making to make movies, and he saw this new studio that does AI generation like videos, and he just stopped making the studio. He's like, we're
Yeah.
out of making movies. It's just this stuff is getting too good now.
yeah,
Like I used that one AI for the song thing, and I wrote a song, and I swear it sounds just like it's a fucking song by the Bare Naked Ladies. Like it sounds like the singer, it sounds like their style. It's just like this is basically if you didn't know it was AI, you'd be like, when the Bare Naked Ladies write this dumb joke or this stupid song.
yeah.
And
Man,
you think it's like the Atari age of AI right now. It's going to be coming up like
oh, dude.
Nintendo, and then soon it's going to be like PlayStation 5, and
Yes,
it's going to get
yes.
crazy then.
Yeah, I mean it really is getting to the point where a lot of it's kind of becoming indistinguishable from
Yeah.
human made
We're
material
exiting the
unless you
8-bit era and entering the
yeah
16-bit.
it's wild because yeah, like just with the song stuff, like if it could incorporate like breath sounds and stuff like
Yeah.
that, like dude, it would be indistinguishable. Like you couldn't know. And nowadays music is so processed and produced and stuff that a lot of the times you don't even have that, so it's not even that big of a deal. um but yeah, then videos and art generation. I mean, what? Okay, so what do you guys think? Like, let's just take the music example And
Yeah.
and go with that for a second. Tori said he made a song that sounded like Bare Naked Ladies. Like, if it sounds too much like a particular artist, I mean, what do we do, or what can we, or what should we do? Or let's say somebody
Like
is
if it could perfectly mimic them.
right. Yeah, let's say that you were perfectly mimicking them, but you were creating your own lyrics with AI or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you're making songs, and they're original songs. I
If you're
mean,
using their voice.
but you are in your prompts, you are saying bare naked ladies, and you are specifically trying to mimic their voice. What should the response be? Should there be some royalty for the should people, maybe artists, like have gosh, what were those images that had the freaking tag associated with or whatever, and
The NFTs.
NFT, yeah, like you almost need like a digital tag associated with your name or whatever, so when it's
Yeah,
used in a
like a
prompt,
watermark or something.
yeah, so
Yeah.
when it's used in a prompt on AI, that you get dinged for it or whatever. And I don't know, maybe that's a
Or you
solution.
get royalties from it.
Yeah, you get royalties for content that
You got like
has your
trademark
tag associated with it. I
yeah,
don't
you got
As
a
know.
far as
trademark
I
like a
know, with
watermark to go with your face. You
the
get a
AI
face
that
tattoo.
we
You
use
everybody
for
has
our
their own face
music
tattoo.
Yeah.
actually has it doesn't allow you to actually put in bad names.
No, I mean I know that it doesn't, but like
I
if
know, but like
something
if you like stumble upon it by accident, just like yeah, because I wasn't going for Bare Naked Lady, I was going for Don McLean.
I mean that's the other thing too, is like
It's
you're
like
like
I want Don
no,
McLean. It's
hold
like
on.
here's Bare Naked Ladies. Like
You guys
yeah,
don't
I'll take
deserve
that too.
money. Don McLean does.
Yeah.
No. Uh no, but like I think there's something to be said about, or say even voice actors, right? Like if you basically analyze a particular voice actor or actress's voice, and then you use that voice for your own dialogue own dialogue or script in a movie or a show or a game or whatever.
Yeah, because you're deriving it from that
You
voice.
basically
So
you're
like they do with
using
the
their
artists,
voice.
they're using the
Yeah.
same.
They
They're
do
using
that
their
like nowadays with
artwork to make their
ads.
artwork, but it's based on the original artwork. And
Yeah.
If you like see
the
some
original
like
artist,
ads
they
from
get some
like
kind of royalties.
this like company that sells stuff that's usually cheaper than it's supposed to be from China that rhymes with emu.
Oh,
It
yep.
they use AI all the freaking time.
Oh, do they?
And I honestly there's this AI voice that whenever I hear it, I just turn off, just like no. And it's everywhere. And it's just like if you're advertising and you use that AI voice, I'm not going to be paying attention. Cuz
Well,
it's just like no.
I see a lot of advertisements and stuff that use the same voices, and they use the voices from like those TikTok videos and stuff. Because
Yeah.
I think they do that because now people have made an association with, oh, this AI voice is on like all the TikToks that I flip through and watch, and so then they notice it, and then when they hear it on an ad, they're like, oh, it's basically a TikTok.
I'll tell you one thing, the guy that does the voice work for fucking History Channel, if they sampled his voice, he'd be out of a job.
Oh my
Like,
god.
because he's on every single freaking show.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's like, what am I going to do now? I made $1 billion doing voice work because I do every show for fucking History Channel.
Yeah, for real. Those narrators and stuff. I mean, yeah, narrators are going to be out of a freaking job. You're not going to need a narrator or
Yeah.
an announcer or anything.
Well, I
Like-
mean, the same thing would be for artists and singers and stuff. They can mimic the whole voice and everything, but they can singer for.
Well, and
You can't do live shows with AI.
You can do holograms.
Yeah,
They
but
do that in
even-
Japan, they have a whole band that's holograms.
but even think about
Like
I mean,
gorillas?
Yeah, it's they go on stage. They have a hologram on stage, and it's the whole band. It's a bunch of little girls.
gorilla clone with AI.
yeah, for sure. No, but like here's the other thing. I mean, a lot of artists nowadays, especially more popular pop artists and stuff too, they don't actually perform their songs anyways. It's
Yeah,
a
they
track
usually
that they're
mimic it. I
playing,
mean,
and they're
yeah.
doing dance moves and stuff. So it's like I mean, you almost don't need that
Huh?
either. You just hire some dancers. I mean, if your music gets popular enough, you
Well,
go on tour, you play your
You just
music, and
do a
then you
Milli
got,
Vanilli on the
and then,
stage, you know.
I mean, not only that, but think of like DJs and stuff. DJs, there are some DJs that are actually live, doing turntables and live mixing their stuff, but like most of the time they're playing a track, they press play on their song and then they might, you
They
know,
just pretend like they're doing everything else,
right, yeah, because I mean,
like a dance.
that's how it is. I mean, I've done some DJing stuff when I lived in Vegas, so it's not. I mean, you're playing a track, and then you can like move the turntable stuff to like get this, the scratchy sound and whatever, and you can kind of do stuff to mix it up. But generally speaking, you're not really doing that. So
I want to see if AI can do that. Do a little
do like
DJ thing.
turntable scratches and
Yes,
stuff.
turntable scratch.
I'm
Do
sure
a
it
DJ
could.
song.
Have it do like a old school Linkin Park like song or whatever.
sure it
That'd
could
be
do
cool.
that.
Oh, Linkin Park would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be badass.
Can you imagine if they did like fucking what's his name's fucking voice and shit? I know they already do that with like deep fakes. Like there's one
They
where
said-
he's singing fucking Pokemon.
Okay, that's the thing with deep fake technology scares the crap out of me. That
Oh yeah, you can't trust anything you see
that
anymore
scares
now.
the crap out of me because it is so crazy good. Some of the stuff that I've seen, where, dude, like just think of the implications. So you could literally have a political campaign that makes deep fake videos of the opposing candidate, and it's like, oh my god, look at what they said.
That's what they did
Oh
in
my
New
God,
Hampshire.
look
They
what
had
they
a
did.
deep fake of Biden calling people, telling them not to vote because there's something wrong with the voting machines or something like that.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so like
And
yeah.
you don't know who's behind
I
it.
think
you know,
it was
could be
actually
Russia
was
doing it or
Biden, and then
China.
they just said that it was a deep fake.
Yeah, he probably forgot he did it, you know.
Yeah, maybe that was their excuse to like, no.
Oh shit! What did he do? He called like 30
He needs a
people to tell them not to
He
vote. Deep fake
got
did it.
loose out of the basement. What'd you guys let him out for? It's like,
Who was babysitting him?
Who was supposed to be watching him? Who got him to the phone?
Who forgot to lock the phone at midnight? Come on, people. Joe Biden.
Yeah, leave him
Come on,
alone.
man. Just wanted to call my friends, Corn Pop and Billy Joe.
Corn pop.
They've been dead for many years now, Mr. President.
It's like Corn Pop's your imaginary friend from when you were a child, Joe. It's fine. He's not
Yeah.
real.
Call him the ghost cat.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Hey,
always
Corn
tripping
Pop.
over.
It's me, Joe Biden. Don't vote. There's something wrong with the voting.
He's like,
Come
"No."
on, man.
Yeah. We're supposed to tell people that there's not anything wrong with it. Come on. He was like, oh, my bad.
Oh, my bad. Where am I?
Okay, anyways, but
Which
you're
way do
saying,
I
that
go?
deepfake
Yeah, but
can-
deepfake
you
scares
can't
me.
tell who's generating it, you know, and what they want to do. Like
yeah, no,
so many
and
things like foreign entities can do that.
dude,
affect voting
foreign
and stuff like
entities can
that.
do stuff about it, can use it, and that's the thing with the internet and whatnot. It's not like we all have completely separate internets, you know. You can
Yeah.
have Russian Facebook accounts making content that gets shared on Facebook in the U.S.
Well, that's
you
what
know?
bots do all the time. You know? I mean,
Exactly.
you can automate bots now with AI, so
Yeah. So it's but it scares me too because I think there's always been like a really dark side to the internet and stuff, and I am concerned about deep fake technology and people like using other people's identities for stuff and using other people's like image without their consent and things. Like I think
Yeah.
that's just scary because there's a whole side of the internet that is all like about scamming and scammers, and everybody gets those bot calls and those potential spam
have
calls.
you heard about those ones that they use like dead people's voice and
Oh,
mimic?
dude.
They give them like a script to read, and it's like your
Yeah.
dead child telling you that they love you and they miss you and
I've
something
heard
like
that.
that.
Well,
That's just
and-
crazy.
Well, here's the other thing.
It's like,
like,
you're living the whole thing all over again. You're just
I
like,
have-
There's
why do you
also
wanna-
like the thing where like they like would call somebody and they would get like a sample of their voice and they would call like one
Yep.
of their relatives and be
Yes.
like, I'm in the hospital and I need money sent to me right
Yeah.
away,"
That's
or
what I
something
was
like
gonna
that.
say. Yeah, because I've actually heard of specific stories of that happening where they will be like a
Yeah, they
relative
call like
that
your
lives
grandma or
a
something.
relative that lives out of state or something or whatever that says, oh, I got in a car accident, I'm in the hospital, I need help with the medical bills. please send me some money. Please, I'm calling you from the hospital or whatever, right? Because they call them, they
Mhm.
use this voice, the script generated. I mean,
I'm
God,
sorry,
They
Aunt
just
Mary
proof your
just
number
started a
now too,
GoFundMe.
so
I know, dude. Like that's so. The people that do that kind of thing just sicken me. Like you are taking advantage of people in a vulnerable state of
yeah.
mind that you created. And so not
Oh,
only are you like creating, you're putting somebody in a position where now they're like sad for a relative or something, but you're now taking advantage of that. Like I think that's just one of the worst, most evil
one of my
things ever.
thing to do now is watch this YouTube guy. He's on YouTube, and basically he lets like scammers call him,
Dude, I
and then
watch
he
those guys
pretends
all
to
the
be
time.
an old lady with
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
voice thingy,
Yeah.
and he just pisses them off so much.
Yeah. Well, that
'Cause he
gets
just
that gets into the other side of things because I think yeah, there is this great like potential for evil with AI and like misuse and abuse of AI and stuff, but then there's going to be a flip side of like people that are combating all that stuff with AI too. So it's going to be a battle of the AIs, like who has the best AI to combat this kind of AI. And dude, I think that's going to
The
be
AI
crazy.
wars.
Yeah, like you're gonna have okay, so you got these AI scammers, let's say. Now someone's gonna come up with an AI that's gonna be like, I'm going to analyze the all your phone calls or whatever to determine if it is an AI generated voice or something,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to flag you if it's AI generated or something. Like I don't know, but that's what I think is kind of cool about this because it's opened up like a really interesting opportunity within like the free market of I'm going to make this AI to make these things better and easier and then I'm going to make this AI to complement your AI to make things even better and more efficient and then I'm going to
Or
make this AI
counteract
to
your
be evil
AI.
and to like steal people's money and then I'm going to make this AI to protect people's money and like I think that's
Yeah.
just
So
crazy to
just
think
like
about.
viruses and antiviral
Yeah,
software
yeah,
and stuff like
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
apparently I've been using AI for a long time. Because I remember like I think it was like Madden '09 or something. It was a long time ago, but you could have it or like you could play the AI, the computer, play against itself, and you just sit there and watch it, and it's like
Oh,
fucking just watching a football game.
yeah.
But
Oh
it's
yeah, I
just like
remember that.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. I
it's
didn't
like
really play the Madden games, but my cousins and stuff did, and we'd
that's
always
what I
like
would do is like
watch
I
the
would
games.
make it play itself, and I'll just like do work while watching the football game.
Yeah.
That's what you can do, Michael, if you want to watch football. Just get like one of the newest Maddens and have them play each other, so it looks like it's a real football game.
Yeah.
I think you could do that with the UFC games back in the day because I would always be like, I wonder who would win in a fight, this guy or this guy, and then I would
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
put them.
yeah.
I would have them fight each
They
other.
would have something like it
Yeah.
was like freaking like Bruce Lee versus Muhammad Ali or something like that.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah. I know we kind of like derailed the whole intro you had, but if there's
No, it's
any
fine.
other
That's what it's
particular
just a conversation
topics,
about AI. But
yeah.
so, like you're saying that it could be used for good things and bad things. One of the bad things they did was they told AI to look at all the chemical structures they had and try to find out as many poisons as they could find.
Yeah.
And so it did. It found like 40,000 new poisons that they'd never discovered before. And they're like,
Mhm.
it only did it in a couple hours, which is crazy.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like I was at a seminar last week and it was about like health and diets and fitness and all that stuff. And one of the companies that was there, um, and I'll just name them. They're called Fountain Life, and there's only like 5 locations across the country, but they use AI to basically they'll do like a full body MRI on
Uh,
you and they'll do a whole bunch of stuff, but there's limitations in that whereas when you get the results back from the MRI, a doctor still has to visibly look at the results and analyze
yeah,
the results and, and
diagnosis.
and see like, okay, well, this looks like a problem area, this looks like a problem area, etc. But there's stuff that doesn't necessarily get picked up or is not as visible from the results, and you can use AI to analyze that, and it will pick up on things that a
That a
doctor
doctor
could
would
not
miss.
possibly pick up with the naked eye because you just can't see it. And that's led to to discovering problems down the line. Because one of the things with the human body is you could have a problem in one area of your body and it's manifesting in a completely different area of your body
Yeah.
because it's all connected. You know, one part of your body is messing up one other part of your body, which is messing up another part, which is resulting in some visible, you know, thing
Inflammation
in
somewhere else.
inflammation somewhere else, right? And so you might think something is going on in one part of your body, but it's really the result of another part of your body. And so what's cool about it is they can analyze these scans and these results, and they can use the AI to detect everything from the result, not just stuff that can be seen with the naked eye. So
Yeah.
that's
And the
really
thing about
cool.
that, the AI is going to get smarter and smarter and get better.
Yep, the AI gets better and
discerning
better
the
and smarter
patterns.
and smarter, and then we can more quickly detect what the problem is, and how to address it. And
You're also going to need less doctors, so it's going to cut down costs. So
yep, less
I mean, you get one
doctors.
program that
I
does all
mean,
that, then you get rid of the doctors that do that
well,
job.
and even just think, so like, I can't remember the statistic, but like the US is responsible for like 90% of the modern world's medical research. Like we
Yeah.
fund and pay for 90% of all of medical research, but then we've got the FDA that locks it all up and we can't do anything with it. So then all these other countries do it. Anyways, what's cool about the AI too, though, is we can then use it to say, okay, what about, you know, instead of doing the medical research like physically, you could probably just say, okay, what if I input this amount of this chemical or whatever, and
Yeah,
I
that's
put
what
it
they
with
do.
this amount of this chemical, what would happen?
Alongside with this chemical thing, they did a thing for medicine to see what kind of medicines they could come up with.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, to help develop medicines and medications. And not only that, but maybe we get to a point where the AI isn't just used to, you know, develop medication, but it's used to test medication too. Like, so we can say, okay, you know, analyzing the chemical structure of this medication that we just created, you know, if I input it into this AI, which is a direct, you know, example of a human body or whatever of this
Yeah,
age,
like using
you
like
could like change the
pig
age and
organs
the
or something like
race
that,
and the
know.
whatever, and like obese, not obese, like, and then you could say, okay, I'm going to input this and this data into that data and see what happens to the body, and then analyze it and be like, oh crap. Like, I mean, it's just, I think we're getting to a point where it's really going to be a challenging time for us because we're going to have a lot of people that just aren't going to be as valuable, you know, in the workplace. Like as these AIs grow and learn and develop, it's going to be saving so much time and money and resources, and it's going to be more effective and more efficient. For a period of time, I think it's going to be people who know how to use AI are going to be more valuable than people that don't know how to use AI. But then I think after we get past that point, it's going to be something more like, well, the AI has just reached a point now where it has learned and grown and developed that we only really need like a couple people just to manage the AI and update it and make sure things are going, you know,
Yeah, like
properly.
I can do a lot of stuff with computers and stuff, and it's a lot of monitoring the computer, looking for errors and stuff. And if AI could do the same thing, and then all you're gonna do is have one person monitor the AI and make sure it's doing its job, and they can monitor thousands of computers, and you basically replace 1,000 jobs for, you know,
Yeah.
by one computer.
Yep.
So
Well,
learn
then,
your AI.
yeah, get going. Like, yeah, seriously, there's so much with AI. But that's the thing too, is like, I've been wanting to get into AI, like actually making money with AI for a long time. But then you also run into a problem of like a lot of the AI content just isn't quite there yet. It's not exactly what you want. So you have to keep doing it over and over and over again to get things that
Yeah,
you want.
you gotta learn how to talk
And
to it. Right?
also, you can tell, oftentimes you can kind of tell when something sounds AI generated. Like it's still got, it's not quite there yet, but at the same time, I mean, there's just so much you can do with it, and there's so many opportunities and so many different things out there that it's kind of overwhelming, you know? There's so many things you can do that it's like, well, I have this idea and this idea and this idea and this,
Yeah.
you know, but what do I do? Where do I go? Where do I start? So I don't know. I think it's a really exciting, but a really scary opportunity too. And it makes me think like back to, um, back in history, they probably said a lot of similar things with books and stuff. They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we
Well, books
can't
are the devil
write
first,
stuff
like,
down because then all the people that spent
yeah.
all their time memorizing this stuff. I mean, what? Like now they're
Or
not
like,
gonna have
yeah, like the
yeah.
church didn't want people to learn how to read because they don't want them to read the Bible because that was their whole thing, reading the Bible to make the population.
Well, and but yeah, I mean, there's just so much with that. And then the other argument too is like, okay, but if we write everything down, then we're not going to remember things as well because we don't have to remember things, and
It's
that's
true.
actually
Just look at
true.
everybody with phones today. How many numbers do you know now?
Yeah, I don't
I don't
really.
even know my own phone number.
Most of us don't.
Tori doesn't even know where he lives,
He
so
doesn't know. Yeah.
It's true. I keep on getting
He's
confused.
like, what's the address again?
It's like, what's the number? I
the
forget.
computer didn't tell him
I
where
don't
he
even know
lives,
our
he
zip
never gave any
code.
deliveries.
Yeah. Oh my god, I know that's funny when I was
Computer fills everything I need already.
I know, dude. Okay, but that's the other thing. Now we are on the trajectory. Have you guys seen Idiocracy, the movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
We are moving that way. We are totally moving that direction because computers are going to start doing everything for us. That we're going to get to the point where we're just not going to do anything. And I think there's a lot of people in society that look towards that future and say, "Oh, we're going to have so much time for art and to pursue our passions and the things that we love in the world and stuff." And I'm like, nope. Nope, that's not how people work. They're gonna be lazy. They're gonna
Yeah, it's
they're
in the
gonna
art.
lay in bed all day. They're gonna struggle with purpose. We're gonna have an even stronger and even crazier epidemic of depression and mental health problems. Like, I mean, a lot of people gain value from working. A lot of
It
people
has
find
the
value.
electrolytes plants crave.
Yeah. Oh my god. And so, dude, I don't know. Like, I feel like Idiocracy is a more likely future than one where we're all just flourishing and we're all artists and we're all loving life. Like, I don't know about that.
I think there's like a meme of like that's like the future I thought we were heading for, and it's like Blade Runner, and it's like future we're actually heading for is Idiocracy.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dude. Well, it's just crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to think because when everything is done for you, you don't your brain doesn't value those things as much. You start to kind of take those things for granted, so you're just not going to think about it. You're not going to remember those things. And that's just how it is. I don't know.
Yeah, people are lazy. If they don't have to memorize stuff, it's not going to. So.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but you just adjust and overcome. All right.
Well, they say that's a sign of like a reason why people have so much dementia nowadays. 'Cause they don't have to remember directions or where they're going or anything like that. 'Cause that's the main reason that
Dude,
people
I can't
fight
go
dementia
anywhere.
is like
Yeah, I can't go anywhere without
you
Google
gotta
Maps.
is having spatial awareness. So you know where you're at, you know where to get, how to get to the store from where you're at, stuff like that. But unless you
Yeah.
now everyone's using Google Maps to get everywhere, and it just
If it has, it's not a
it
place
doesn't
I've
use
been
that
to
part of
like
the mind anymore, which is a very
5
valuable
times.
part of your
I
mind.
need the GPS on.
Yeah, like I know how to get to my work just fine, but like if like here's the thing, like
Any place new.
the other day I drove a different way because there was construction blocking a particular road, and I'm in my like area, right, my city, and so I took a different road, and I was like, huh. I had no idea that this this business was here. I had no idea that this food place was here or whatever. It's like, what the heck? I've lived here for 4 years or whatever now, and I haven't noticed any of this stuff that's like right around the corner. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Did
to
you
me.
ever like follow GPS and you got lost? And so you had to turn down the radio so you could figure out where you were. Just like,
I haven't had. Well, no. I mean, I haven't had to deal with that. I have had times where like I'll be driving. Oh man, this was kind of a scary time. So I was like a teenager. I was like 17, maybe 16 or 17, and I was driving to pick up my girlfriend or whatever. And I was on the freeway, and it was like, okay, you need to exit here, and then you need to turn left. And so I was in the left turn lane, but the left turn lane, they had recently added like a new ramp or whatever. And so the left turn lane doesn't actually turn left, it just freaking goes back onto the freeway. And so I started turning left, but then I couldn't I was confused because I was trying to find like where the lane was I was supposed to be in, but I was trying to take me onto the freeway. So I was like on the other side of the road. I was like on the wrong way side, facing the wrong way, and these people are like honking at me, and I'm like, "What the heck?" And so then I just kept turning and I got back on the ramp, but then I was like, "Oh man, that scared the crap out of me because I was like, what the heck? What
It's
the
like those
heck?"
people
Yeah.
that use a GPS and drive into a lake or something because it's
Oh my
not up to
God.
date or something.
We had a family party one time when I was younger, and one of our family friends was trying to find our condo, and GPS told her to drive through a field to get to us, and she literally drove through the field and like, and so we were like, what the heck? So yeah, she's just. I mean, it wasn't like a full on field, but it was like like a park kind of area.
Yeah.
And on the other side of it was a road that went up, and she saw the road, but didn't see like the connecting road, and so she was just like, "Okay, I guess I gotta go through here."
Brilliant.
Dude,
You know, like the
so crazy.
pit that fills in your stomach when you're driving with your GPS, and it like tells you like about a turn that's coming up, and
Yeah.
then you're driving and it says recalculating. It's like, oh
Oh
no.
no, I hate that. I hate that. Yeah. Especially when you're in a rush to get somewhere and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, this is where my turn is, and then it's like, nope. I hate when it tells you it's like turn right, but then it's not actually right there. It's like in half a
Yeah.
mile or whatever, and I'm like,
Yeah. It's
dude.
like turn right now. It's like there's no turn here.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, then you miss
Turn
it.
right now. Recalculating. Oh
Oh
damn
my god.
it.
I know.
It was funny. Like I remember when like my parents moved like to Mesa, and like the first time I drove down there, I was like at the gated community, and I was like, it was like maybe 4 or 5 in the morning, and I was just like trying to put the gate code in, and it wasn't working. I was like, Dad, the gate code's not working, and he's like, well, where are you? And then I was like, apparently I was on the wrong street because it was like the street I went to was like it was called Drive, and he was on Street, which is like across the town,
Oh,
but they both led to a fucking the same thing in like a fucking gated community. So it's
oh.
just like, oh, what the fuck?
You're like, where am I?
Where the
I'm so
fuck am I?
confused.
No, seriously, I was like 15 minutes north of them.
Wow.
Trying to get into a fucking gated community, trying to put in the code they gave me, and it's like, it's not working!
Dude, I know. All right, so what we're kind of getting towards the end here. We've got like 8 minutes or so, like seven
What? We really
minutes.
started talking about
I know we
it.
just started talking, but
Yeah, what did we cover all the topics we said that are in the thing?
No, we
no.
gotta talk about
Uh,
surveillance and
all right,
conspiracy.
fucking
Talk about
lightning round,
surveillance.
guys.
Yes, lightning round.
AI dominance, bad. Surveillance, no thank you.
Yeah,
AI ethics, what?
yeah.
AI warfare potential. Oh, a lot of potential
Oh,
there.
okay. I think this is gonna be cool. I hope that this happens, even though I doubt that it will. I think it would be cool if one day war ends up becoming war of like AI
Yeah,
and
campaign.
robots, and you've got freaking StarCraft pros sitting back at the Pentagon, like managing the resources and like moving the units and directing everything. Like
Well,
that
they
would
showed a
be.
thing on Netflix where they put a AI pilot in the jet, and it won like 99% of the time against human
Yeah,
pilots. So.
because then we save the soldiers and the people that are going out to war, and
Yeah, just lose the money.
yeah, and then you're just losing resources, and then I guess at that point it kind of
You can actually
becomes.
televise that too. You can probably use like pay per view. It's like
Yeah.
Oh
pay
my
per view
God,
to see the
people would.
war.
Oh, dude, it would be funding the war effort, dude.
It's like the most epic version of BattleBots.
Rather than like forcing taxpayer like increasing taxes and stuff to pay for foreign aid and to pay for all this stuff, like you could actually have like televised or like pay-per-view event of like, okay, the US, like whatever, they're going to be battling over here in this area against this country for these particular resources, and everybody pay money, and that's going to fund the war effort. And Place your
Can you
bets.
imagine
Oh
if-
my God, could you imagine betting on
Yeah,
war?
I was gonna say, like, can you
Dude.
imagine if war was settled through esports?
I was just, yeah, basically, because I was just thinking, like, the Kentucky Derby just happened yesterday, and everybody, like, bets on the horses and stuff. And I was
It's
just
like
thinking, like, dude, what if we're
South
betting on
Korea
war?
increased its fucking country's fucking range by 50% from
Yeah.
esports wars.
Dude. Oh, dude, yeah. And then the AI that like manages the military and stuff, like you're able to update it and upgrade it with certain things or tell it to prioritize certain things and
Yes.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it sounds all good until fucking
Yeah,
Skynet.
until yeah, exactly that's what I was gonna say. Until the AI is like, you know what, screw this. This doesn't make any sense. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm
It's
gonna
like,
attack
wars,
you guys.
man.
Yeah.
We're losing our good men that we make.
Oh my God! Until the hippies take over the AI, and then the AI decides, "No, war is bad," and then because it said war is bad, it decides to kill off all the people that are making.
You know,
do
this
war.
is like
And
like almost the exact fucking like storyline that fucking Overwatch has.
is it really? Oh my God!
Yes, it's like a bunch of robots, and then there's a rogue AI that makes them want to fucking fight everybody, and then the
Oh.
Overwatch is built, and then they fight back, and then like there's like a fucking treaty between the humans and the robots, and then
I
there's
just hope,
yeah.
like, uh, dude, there was a movie I watched recently. What was it? It was called Creator, I think. Did you guys hear about that one?
I don't think
It's
so.
all about AI. So it's basically like AI robots and everything are created. They've been around for a long time. A lot of people consider them people and humans and stuff. But there was an incident where um, something happened. There was like a mistake in the code or the programming in one of the AIs or something, and it ended up attacking a city and like blowing up a city in California or whatever. And the U.S. basically launched a full-on assault against the AIs, and they were like, "Nope, if this is even a possibility that there's going to be problems with the AI or a coding problem or whatever that causes the death of thousands, tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, then they can't exist. They can't do." So they're like literally going around the world and like killing all these AIs and stuff, and that's kind of without spoiling it, like that's the beginning of the movie. But man, I feel like if there were like, because there's bugs and glitches and all sorts of stuff in games and computer code, and it takes
Programming always good as the people that write
there's
it.
always bugs. There's never no bugs. Like even games that have been out forever, there's always some kind of bug that hasn't been squashed yet. Like
Yeah.
when everything is dependent upon AI, one bug or one glitch could go down the chain of like, well, you just ruined our food supply. Oh, you just ruined our freaking, you did an extra percent of whatever stuff, like acid stuff that you put on the plants to freaking kill the bugs. Whatever, you put too much of that crap and now the food's not edible and we're making everybody sick. And it could be something really small and stupid, but like, dude, that's also kind of a scary thing because I mean,
How it goes.
how long does the AI have to learn and train before we're fully confident that it's going to do what it says it's going to do? Because GPT's not there yet. I mean, I'll tell it 50 bajillion times what I want in different ways to finally get something closely resembling what I want, And so, I don't know, man. We're getting there, but that's the thing, is the learning curve. Like AI exponentially learns.
Chat GBT is the best that we have right now. Do you think the military has something better than Chat GBT?
I'm certain the military has something better than ChatGPT.
I mean, how long ago did
They
the
use
military
Google.
have AI before they released it to the public? I mean, did the public come out with AI before the
Well, I
military
mean,
did?
I don't think so. I think AI has been around for a long, long, long time. It's
Yeah.
just in what form has it been around and for what purpose. Like when we're talking about generative AI and stuff, that possibly is something that was, firstly created by the private sector rather than the government. I can
Maybe.
imagine, because what use, unless we're talking about AI generated propaganda or something, like I can't really imagine like what use the government would really have for creating AI images or whatever, unless they're faking things and stuff. But
Well, maybe they
um,
use it for like planning, like planning new elections or who's going to run for new president or stuff like that.
yeah, maybe I don't. I mean, I
Trying to
don't know.
foresee the future in certain way, run
Yeah,
simulations and
but like
these
when we are
possible
talking
outcomes.
about AI, the cool thing is that there are AIs that are specific to very specific things. Like they're highly specialized in a very particular area of what they do. Like,
Yeah,
so I think when we're talking
specialized.
about AI that the military had, yeah, they probably have AI for analyzing war efforts or analyzing
Or like where they
specific
do a bunch of they
voter data. And
control a bunch of clones at the same time. And have you seen that where they have like the clones, like the drones, and they put them throw them in the forest, and they have like 20 or 30 of them, and
oh
it can
yeah,
find basically anybody in the forest and attack them. Like nobody can get through it because it tells
I I haven't
it's
seen
just this
that, but
smart.
I have seen the drone shows, like the drone air shows, where you've got like 100 drones up in the air, and they're all going and like formulating these like complex images and
Yeah,
stuff. Like, that's
and they
cool.
have a good show on Netflix about AI, and they showed that the military was using drones and AI to like do hunt and search, maybe for rescue, but also for
Seek and
collecting
destroy.
prisoners, seek and destroy, stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like there was nobody that could get past it because the way it talked to each other is just like a big animal that could just cover the whole forest.
yeah. Well,
Like a
it's
fungal
instantaneous. I
network.
mean,
Yeah.
when you're
I mean, I can figure
transmitting
out
digital data,
solutions.
like that's it's so quick. It's not like I
Knowledge
have
is
to.
power.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
And because
It's
it's AI, instead of going like, so the drone, instead of going like the drone finding something, sending it back to the main, and then the main thinking about it and sending it next to the next drone to find it, they can talk to each other without going through the central hub and figure things out because the AI is all integrated and everything. So,
yeah. Okay,
which is just
so to end us off, because we're past our 45 minutes, let's go down the line. We'll do Mike, Tori, and then me. Do you think AI is going to lead to the downfall of civilization, or do you think it's going to lead to um, essentially like a utopian, you know, vision for society? Do you think it's going to be a good thing? Do you think it's going to be a bad thing ultimately? And briefly describe what you think that is, or how you think that's going to come about.
It's like an essay.
Well, in like a few sentences, good, bad, how, and why.
I really don't know because it depends on where the money's at. So if you can make money doing good things with AI, then it's going to come out good. But if you do make more money doing bad things with AI, then that's probably the way it's going to go. So,
Do you think there's more money to be made in good things or bad things?
There's always more
or if
money
war is
made in
considered a
bad
bad thing is
things.
one of the most profitable things you can do, then I think that's probably going to go that way.
Yeah.
I mean, think about making bots that can control everything. I mean, that's one of the big conspiracies now is that, like, I was watching Chris DiStefano on Joe Rogan. He was talking to some of the New York cops, and if you don't know that New York right now is pretty bad right now.
Mm,
He said in
It's
the
been
last
bad for
year
a
he's been
while.
assaulted like 3 times, and he's never been assaulted the whole time he's lived there. So,
yeah.
and they're saying that the thing is that they're going to make it so bad that AI is going to be the only way to save us, and that's the whole plan. And some people say that the reason why they're throwing robots into the police force now is that's the first steps into it.
Yeah, man.
And then eventually, everybody's saying that AI could eventually be like the president or something.
That's scary to think about, man. That's
That's
scary.
scary.
All right, Tori, what's yours? What do you think?
President R2.
Yeah. What do you
What
think?
was the question? I wasn't.
Basically, do you think it's going to lead to the downfall of civilization, or it's going to lead to utopia, and why? And like, what's your
I
brief
think
description of what that's going to look like?
it's going to lead to utopia, but there's going to be hiccups along the way. Lots of hiccups.
Yeah.
Because, man is bad. People are bad, but mostly good.
Yeah.
And like Mike says, you fucking follow the money, and more money in being bad than there is in being good.
Yeah, I think I mean, that is the thing, right? Like, I think there is more money in being bad than there is good because there's a lot of criminal enterprise and underground stuff that we don't even know or understand, right? And I think
Or even look at like Google, they sell everybody's information. That's not considered illegal,
it's
but
not
it's bad.
yeah, it's still bad. So right, it's
It's like one of the
still,
most profitable
you
things you
know,
can do now.
right, taking data, selling people's data and stuff. Like, there's things that are bad that
Yeah.
aren't necessarily
How do you
illegal.
think Zuckerberg got so rich?
And then so yeah, you've got bad things that aren't illegal, but then you also got the illegal bad things. So then it's like, that's a lot of bad. Um, yeah, I'm hopeful that as things are going to get better and it's going to be rough, but then as things get worse, I'm hoping the pendulum swings the other way and people start to see, hey, we need to, get things back on course. And so we need to do more to fight the evil and prevent the evil from even occurring in the first place. Not like Minority Report. Like, I don't want to freaking, arrest people before they do anything, but we need to make
But
it.
the algorithm says they're going to do something.
But we need to make the algorithms that make stealing data or stealing identities or scamming or whatever, like those kinds of things, really difficult and like really hard to do. The barrier to entry for that kind of thing should be like next to impossible. If we can get to that point, then I think we can really focus on, improving all the good stuff. And so hopefully things turn out well. I'm a little worried about the transition of people leaving the workforce and everything. Like, that's going to be hard.
I
But
think it's going to replace a lot of jobs. that
but
people
I
have
think
right now.
ultimately, I envision a point where we can get to a point where you've got people that are working on the AIs that are probably the most successful people in the country, but then you've got the rest of the people, where maybe at that point we can implement some kind of universal basic income because most of our needs are taken care of with AI and stuff, and so many people are out of jobs that you can actually afford to do that kind of thing. And yeah, so I think that'd be cool. But with that said, it'll be a good thing that everything's utopian and everything, but then we'll go
Be like those
idiocracy.
bad guys on the
And
Wally
yeah.
and the ship, all eating milkshakes with their wheelchairs, whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna turn into Wally, or we're gonna turn into freaking idiocracy. So
Yep.
yeah, all right.
So,
Well,
guys,
that was
exercise and read books.
yeah. Keep exercising, keep reading stuff for yourself, keep educating yourself.
Don't
Find
get
out
too
how to get
lazy.
involved in AI rather than just let it, take over. Like, yeah, find out how you can use it for yourself and whatnot. Learn about it. Yeah. Anyways, cool episode. That was fun. I like talking about AI. I feel like we could do like a 3-hour podcast on
Oh yeah,
AI.
we could do multiple
Like,
episodes of
we
that.
might have to revisit it in another episode just to be like, hey, let's revisit it now on episode 20 or whatever and see how things have progressed since then. Like, I don't know.
We should write it down, do another episode on AI in a year, and see how it's changed.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
What day is it? May 4th. May 5th.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
May 4th we do
everyone
AI
watching and
It's
everyone
Star
that
Wars
does
time.
watch, thank you for watching. We appreciate you and your time.
It's me.
And
I'm the
what
one
are your
watching.
thoughts? Let us know in the comments. What are your thoughts about AI and where are we heading? What are the dangers? What are the benefits? And what does your ultimate vision for the world look like, when it comes to AI? What's it going to do? How are we going to respond? Let us know in the
Utopia
comments.
or hell.
Yeah, utopia or downfall. And let
And
us
if
know.
you thought this was just brainless yapping, say so again.
Yes.
Yay.
Let us know.
Yes, let us know. in
Make sure to hit the
comments.
subscribe button and the notification bell and the like button. That stuff is obviously really helpful for the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, tune in next week where we will be talking about something else. Not sure
Yeah.
yet.
It hasn't been
figure it out.
decided yet.
Hasn't been decided. But it'll be fun. and there will be a lot more brain dead
Yes.
yapping and joking and
We're gonna do AI again. It's fun.
yeah. Oh yeah, AI again. Let's just do AI the rest of the time.
Where's an AI podcast now?
Okay. All right. We need an outro. We gotta get out of here.
We need an outro. AI, write us an outro.
Okay.